Nas, the Myanmar, who is also a great scholar, he is asking to the speaker, the Japanese person, how can you say that stupa and those two merchants they were from Myanmar? In our text, it is recorded that it is Myanmar, and we have a stupa also. You are from Myanmar? You know this? They are from Myanmar? Now, another hand is a Sri Lankan person. He said, those two were from Sri Lanka, and we have a stupa. You have stupa? Look.
India.
And then another hand is an Indian person. He said, in the text it is mentioned they are from Utkala region, and Utkala is from Odisha. It's my place. Now, for the same incident, we have four different versions of the text, and four different people are claiming that the two merchants' name is the same, Suma and Uttar, and four different texts they are claiming their own, that they came from this region. First claim, Central Asia, quite far. Second claim, Myanmar, again very far from, Balak, which is in Afghanistan region. Now this is in Myanmar, then Sri Lanka, and fourth is in India. Who is correct? They all are correct. No, and now history cannot resolve this problem. History is based on text and archaeology. These are two main sources of history. Archaeology-wise, all those four stupas are equally ancient. Because in these places, Buddhism is going almost to 2000 years back. Central Asia, Sri Lanka, Myanmar, had it been a Tibetan story, it would have been resolved because in Tibet it is going in the way. But Central Asia is going 2000 years back. They have also done inscriptions there. Myanmar was almost time period to the Sri Lanka also, and India is India. Now, archaeological, all stupas are equally ancient. And textual sources, all they have their own version of text. So history can't solve this problem. So the solution for present day people like us is we have to accept that all four are correct. Because neither I was present nor you are present to see that the merchants from this place, whether they came from the merchant. This must have happened, something must have happened, right? Because all four different regions in far, almost 1,000 kilometers distant places, they are recording of the event. So they all are agreeing to this incident. So this must have happened and Buddha must have met two merchants. But where they were from, these four traditions are divergent. And you don't have a solution for that. So let us accept as the present modern day historian, all four are correct. And let them have, because there is no point of fighting them. They were from my place or they were from my place.
The principle is correct.
Yeah, he gave something and this is a problem with, I'm just coming from a class of history, historical studies, and I tell the history students that in order to look into Indian text, you need to know the Indian mentality and Indian culture. Indian culture encourages diversity. It does not impose that this is the fact. Multiple versions of stories are accepted, no problem. And this is strength of the tradition and religion, not the weakness, which mostly Western historians they see as a weakness. So this diversity in Buddhism is a strength of Buddhism, not a weakness. Because something which is happening 1,000 kilometers from say Myanmar, let us say it happened in Southeast Asia, people won't find connected. Now I come from a place which is called Valmiki Nagar, a place which is believed to be a place where the Ramayana, the famous Indian epic was written. And the place got named because my father and his senior friend, they both named the place after a sage, and they tried to prove, I don't say they proved, but they tried to prove that this is the place, there is a ruin in my place. And they proved that this is the place where the saint lived and he composed this ancient Indian text, which is very important. And they approached governor, they approached king of Nepal, they both agreed, they named it. Now as a historian I know that it's a very debatable, not very accurate. based on textual sources they try to put. And at present we have 5 similar Valmiki. And everybody they claim that their Valmiki. It's too time to go into such debates. Yeah.
So let me just clarify one of your slides, just because I was discussing it with them online. Right, when did this major system occur at I think the second comes?
Now there are two seconds.
I know, the second and third, the second, but
The second first.
so there was a major schism, and the elders went north, and I think the liberals went southwest. But your slide said it's Sarabhati went to Nepal, Bhutan, China, Korea, Japan, Tibet, and Vietnam. Now, how is this happening?
I'm talking about contemporary.
Yes, but did it really go to Vietnam? Did this group go to Vietnam?
During Buddha's time period, I doubt that they went to Vietnam. I'm talking about the contemporary Buddhism which is there.
Oh, so this is currently happening.
Currently.
So when the schism happened, we don't know what happened. Wait.
No, they were confined perhaps in India.
Okay, I assume they just sort of stacked across. Okay.
Only third council event, during Ashoka is the historical person, during which he is sending, missionaries. Yeah. So only during Ashoka time period this, distribution of Buddhism different, far distant places.
We were talking like 800 years. It's not like immediately. Okay, whatever.
Very quickly, we don't have much time, and most of you already know this Ashoka history. So, I'll share this document. I think it's just 2-page document. You can easily read it, and it's not very difficult writing. So, Ashoka is sending his missionary around 3rd century BCE, before Common Era. This is huge, already. Interestingly, Indian sources, for last 1,000 years, whatever Indian people wrote, 1,000 years, last 1,000 years, they did not mention Ashoka. This is interesting. Indian people, they purposely, they did not mention Ashoka. Because, and during British time period, Ashoka is being rediscovered by Britishers. So what Ashokan pillars were there? Nobody knew. Pillars were there, but 4 pillars lies in my village, like my district, which is very unique. And Tibetan sources actually tell that Ashoka was from my district. It was his birthplace in my district. So, like I know, and I've seen majority of the pillars inscription. I have myself. I've seen. I can read Ashokan inscription. I also teach. I taught for your serial to serial math. If the course is offered maybe next semester, I'll be teaching Ashokan epigram, how to read Ashokan inscription. So, by 3rd century BCE, Ashoka becomes a very major figure, and he sends missionaries, he sends monks and nuns to different places, and he's sending to far off places. Of course, we know about Mahinda and Sanskrit. He sends people in Kashmir and Myanmar, many places. Also, Ashokan inscriptions are also found in bilingual. That means Ashokan inscriptions are not just in Prakrit. By the way, Ashokan inscriptions are not in Pali, they are in Prakrit. So this is a language. Prakrit. And to be precise, Ashokan inscription is Ashokan Prakrit. Ashokan Prakrit, that means the Prakrit which was prevalent during Ashoka time. Because Prakrit is not just one language. Prakrit has multiple versions of Prakrit. And script is Brahmi. So this is script. Script is not language. This is it. For example, Pali Pali is a language and English is a script. So when Sri Lankans wrote Pali, they wrote it in Sinhalese script. Are you getting this? This you need to know. Script is not language. Language is different from script. Vietnamese is a language, but script of Vietnamese language modern day is Roman. So Ashokan inscription, what is the language? Prakrit. What is the script? Also to be very precise, you should add Ashokan Prakrit and Ashokan Gram because there are many Prakrits and many Gram in India. So to be precise, Ashokan inscriptions are in Ashokan Prakrit language and Ashokan Gram script. So what we did, we wrote pillar inscription. That's the first time when India gets something in writing. Before that, Indians were not illiterate. Illiterate does not mean just writing. They memorized things. They created many texts. All the Buddhist Tripitaka were created in India, but they were memorized. First time they were written down in Sri Lanka, not in India. So writing in Indian context has been not very popular. Overall, people memorize their text, don't write much. Ashokan inscription that way is the first time. It does not mean that the texts were not there. Texts were there, but they were not written down. So first writing appears around Ashokan time period. And this edict. Edict means something written on stone. Stone edict. So there are two types of writing. One what you call manuscript. Manuscript means written on paper or palm. Another is inscription. Inscription is written on stone or a copper plate or a hard material. So inscription and manuscript, two different things. Inscription and another is manuscript. I want to put there. Manuscript means paper, on paper or on leaf, right? That is what manuscript. In stone or copper plate, what you write. So during Ashokan time period, we have only inscription, no manuscript. Clear? So there are multiple Ashokan inscriptions spread over all the India, not just India but also in Pakistan, and still they are being rediscovered. It's not that we have found all Ashokan inscriptions. So it is a continuous process. Just I think 15-20 years back, one of my sources have rediscovered one Ashokan inscription in southern part of India, Karnataka, which people did not know that Ashokan inscription goes to that far. So he created multiple inscriptions across India and he spread the message of Buddha. So through inscription, and again inscription can have a pillar inscription or a stone inscription, just write on stone or a pillar.
Was this 300 years after the Buddha's death?
Yes. Okay. Now when these when you say 300 years after Buddha's death,
We passing,
these all have problems. The dating of Buddha is a big problem. In what we presently, Indian people they follow Sri Lankan tradition. But dating of Buddha, the way it has been recorded in China, which is equally authentic, there is more than 100 years back. And not just the date, but also birthday is also wrong. In Vietnam, you don't celebrate on the same day on which Indians celebrate. And in Tibet and Himalayan region, you don't celebrate on which Indians or Vietnamese celebrate. You celebrate on the third different day. As I said, we have three different traditions alive. So these three different traditions, they have different date and day of the birth of Buddha. This is interesting. It's not uniform. And don't get confused. Don't say, oh, mine is only correct. Others are wrong. All three are equally correct. In India, we celebrate on Guru Purnima, which is in Vaishakh, one of the month. But in Vietnam, you celebrate it the same month, but on 8th day. And in Tibet, you celebrate just a month after. So you can check it out, it's there. So in different, the reason of these differences were because the calendar system varies in India. You get one extra month in lunar month, you have some solar calendar. Every Indian state has their own calendar. Then, Losar is your religion, and all these calendars are interconnected by the way. Indian New Year is also lunar calendar, but New Year starts on a different day. And Losar is also a festival, but a different festival celebrated in Hindu community. So these have the interconnections, calendars are different. Anyway, Ashoka becomes so he's sending his missionary to Kashmir and Karnataka and Konkan and Maharashtra, northwestern region of Himalaya. These all are there in the report. Third council is said we have a historical document, the third council, but in third council, Sri Lankan sources say who is the teacher of Ashoka? Third council, according to Sri Lankan sources, who is teacher of Ashoka? Sri Lankan sources are calling it Gupta. Whether Mughal Gupta or not, that is debatable. Here, Okara said that Gupta was another name of Mughal Gupta, but not very clear. There is a debate that whether Mughal Gupta is the same as Gupta. So, this is a Sri Lankan source. Mughal Gupta, this is a Sanskrit. Apart from Sri Lankan sources which we have in Pali book, Mahavamsa literature, which talks about NBK on Ashoka history. There is a substantive source which talks about Gupta, which is called Ashoka Avadana. Ashoka Avadana. A primary source. This is a part of Divya Avadana, which is a Moolsara part of Vedic literature of Moolsara. So this Divya Avadana is going to basically it has a chapter called Ashoka Avadana, from where we get to know story of Ashoka. Perhaps that book was compiled around 3rd century Common Era. The main sources of Ashoka come from that. And it is said that when Buddha passed away, there were 9 stupas, 7 or 9. How many stupas were created after Buddha passed away? 8 got created. And 7 of them were reopened by Ashoka. 8th one was protected by the serpent beings Nara, so Ashoka did not dare to open it. So 7 of them he opened and he got Buddharati and he mixed the Buddharati and he created 84,000 stupas across different parts of India. Again, whether this is exact figure or not, we don't know, but this is how story says that he built 84,000 stupas. Ashoka, it is said that Ashoka had 100 brothers. Again, it's a big relative. And Ashoka killed his brother in order to become himself a king. His name was, in no inscription, his name is mentioned as Ashoka. Everywhere he is mentioned as a Devanam, P-A-M-E-L-C. That means the beloved Devanam, beloved king of the gods. So it is said that only his mother called him Ashoka. It was not his popular name, Ashoka. And because he was a more sort of imperialist, that means he was the first person who, in a way, united almost central India and eastern India and western India forcefully through war. We know that he fought the war Kalinga and then he became. But there are some stories which also tell that even before fighting Kalinga war, he was a Buddhist. So it's not necessary that that his heart got changed only after. And there are stories, including Ashoka Avadana, that tells that even after Kalinga war, he killed some 100 monks of another popular history, but historical sources indicate these also. And you need to be aware. Now you are in more standard study, you are not in school. So try to be aware of the critical study of it. And not just the popular study. So as I said, to think things that there are sources which tell us that Ashoka before he became British, before he fought Kalinga, he was already British, which is a new fact finding. And even after Kalinga, he still massacred some, monks. So that's the one. Not necessarily to this monk, but there is a story where he kills hundreds of monks.
Did he do that little guy? Big guy.
Yes,
He did that.
yes. Inscription mentioned. So these are some new facts. And Ashoka, as I said in early of my lecture, that Ashoka, Britishers did not highlight, Indian stories they did not highlight. But Britishers, because Britishers were imperialists, they were putting their rule on India forcefully. So they highlighted Ashoka in such a manner in order to propagate their imperialism. That look, there was a king in your tradition also who forcefully put his ideas in your country. So the way Ashoka's story is narrated, it has lots of British ideology imbued in it, which is not directly visible. Are you getting this? Because Ashoka, through violent means, he conquered many things. And India, for 1,000 years, had been a non-violent culture. So even there are some Indians, those who say that, because of Ashoka being non-violent, India started losing the battle. And India got colonized. So that's one narrative. And they blame everything to Buddhism, which is not correct. That Buddhism made the people non-violent. And Indians started, they did not fight and they were converted by Islam and British. It's not correct. One. Second, Britishers used Ashoka's story in order to show that they, look, this was a king, and he also conquered many places through violent means. So the way Ashokan ideology has been propagated in present India, it's a very much British idea. Because it does not mean that Ashoka, Indian sources did not give importance of Ashoka, but the violent means through which he conquered India, which does not suit Indian culture and India. So Ashoka was not very important in that sense, just before 19th century. But once his history and inspiration, James Prinsep was the first British engineer, was not a historian. James Prinsep was the person who first time deciphered Ashokan inscriptions. So Ashokan inscriptions were there, but nobody could read it. James Prinsep first time read it, and then we got to know more about Ashoka through his inscriptions. So these are some basic details. I'll share you a PowerPoint slide as well. What I have discussed, these all things are mentioned. This is a 2-page document about Ashoka. So read that PowerPoint slide and read this 2-page document. You will get some idea of Ashoka. And in next class, if you have some confusion after reading this document and reading the slide, you can ask me. We have less time, so we will go for another topic. I think we have 2 hours. For 2 hours. Yes. So we will discuss that. Okay.